Hello, and thank you for joining us. I'm here to speak to you a little bit about the World Languages program in the Edison Township Public Schools. I am Dr. Frank Ruggiero, and I am the supervisor of World Languages for grades 6 through 12. And I'm going to speak to you a little bit about our languages and about our program at both Edison High School and J.P. Stevens High School. First, I'd like to draw your attention to our vision. We envision students who become culturally aware global citizens, empowered with the skills necessary to communicate in more than one language, appreciate diversity, and participate in society. Our program has 3 language objectives. First, we want our students to be able to engage in meaningful conversation. Second, we want them to be able to understand both the written and spoken word in the language they're learning. And third, we want them to be able to present information, concepts, and ideas, while also gaining an understanding of the perspectives of other cultures. When you move from middle school to high school, you must first decide if you would like to continue with the current language that you're studying, French or Spanish. If you don't, you may begin a new language from the beginning, French, Italian, Latin, Mandarin, Chinese, or Spanish. If you do continue the language you're studying, your placement will largely be based on your current middle school program, whether you're in the everyday class or the AP program, by your grades, and by your teacher's recommendation. These 3 factors will be taken together to place you in an appropriate course when you're in 9th grade in high school. Edison requires the successful completion of 2 years of the same language, or 10 credits, to graduate. Of course, we recommend more than that. 3 or 4 years are often recommended for entrance into more prestigious 4-year colleges and universities. Our department reconceptualizes the 4 skill areas of listening, speaking, reading, and writing into the 3 modes of communication: interpersonal, interpretive, and presentational. And these correspond to the 3 language goals that I spoke about earlier. You may have heard these terms when you studied language in middle school. So you might ask, why reconceptualize? So I'd like to show you a little comic. The interviewer says, "I see you studied Spanish," and asks, "How fluent are you?" The response is, "I can conjugate AR verbs in 10 tenses." Through our reconceptualization efforts, we would like our students to be able to do much more than to conjugate AR verbs in 10 tenses. We try to focus on language proficiency. That is, what students can do with the language. We assess their performance and not their assumed knowledge. We move from a traditional block upon block approach to a proficiency-oriented approach, where students use, recycle, and expand upon previous learning. We measure proficiency according to the ACTFL proficiency levels, the American Council on the Teaching of Foreign Languages. We hope that through your study of language, you will move through the novice levels and into the intermediate levels of language proficiency in high school. However, time is a critical component for developing language performance. If you continue with the language that you started in 6th grade, you can move to very high levels in the intermediate range. With 3 or more years of study at high school, we hope that you'll be able to communicate with other people, have insight into other cultures, advantages and career opportunities that you may eventually seek, and have great travel and study abroad possibilities. This concludes the portion about world languages. If you have further questions, please do not hesitate to contact me at my email address, frank.ruggiero@edison.k12.nj.us. Thank you.